Hey, this is Porter once again coming at you live, unedited. I said I was going to do a second part to my first part, and as you can see, the cam's fixed and you can see me. Not a big deal. But I am going to tell some more truths about working in the porn store and about what kind of people come in there. I'll give a couple stories, keep it short, and there's a couple things I didn't mention. For women that are looking to get jobs there, they usually don't hire women because of two facts. One, obviously, there's you can't see in the store or out, and there's usually bars, so there's really nothing to stop a man from saying, put the back in 5 minute sign and rape you. But I won't say, I know people say they see women that aren't we naughty, stuff like that. They will have, but you'll never see a woman working alone. So it's very hard for a woman to get a job at a porn store if that's what she's trying to do. And also, men really feel uncomfortable buying porn with a woman even in the store, meanwhile at the counter. I know this because when I worked there, my girlfriend spent all her time with me on her shift and did her homework there. And I'm telling you, sales were slow. People would walk in, see a woman, walk out. And okay, so other than that, I'm going to talk about what type of people come into a porn store. And the store that I was working in had over 3,000 titles. 3,000. And as I said, we had videos there from $3.99 to $22.99, tops. That's what you'd pay with tax. And as I said, people think porn stores all illegal, kiddie porn under the counter, black market stuff, snuff films or something. But no, all legit. People always want, for some reason, because they think it's a porn store. As I said, can you not charge me tax? They always want to try to get something for nothing. And people will try to steal porn. I've seen it, whatever. When I was on shift, I watched like a guard, so nobody would steal anything. But there are people that will steal, and the cheapest people, I'm sorry to say, whatever. I'm not going to say my nationality or anything, but the cheapest people would have to be Pakistani people, Indian. I'm not being racist, but out of the years I worked there, they always would come up and ask for a deal, or they'd ask where the $3.99 videos were, because we'd have signs, right? But we wouldn't say exactly where they were. There were $3.99, but they sucked. As I said, if you go into it, you could get an unbelievable porn for $22.99. Why wouldn't you spend it? I've seen people, as I said, you go into the wrong store, you could end up paying $60 or even $70 because people don't really know what the price of porn is. But they would come up. We used to have a policy that you could return videos that you bought, and we would buy them back for $2, and we would resell them as used. But a lot of Indians and a lot of people, not even just the Indians, but mostly them, would buy a $4 video and then watch it for a couple of weeks and bring it back and get two. So we stopped doing that. But there's also other crazies that come in, or people that seem normal. Where I worked, there was 4 churches on each street, corner, and I had a woman come in, and she's like, yeah, we just came from church, and it was a good sermon. My kids and my husband are in the car. Where's the bondage? So a lot of freakies out there. And we also did have viewing rooms, and that's where a lot of Indian people, I'll have to say, are cheap again, because most of our viewing room customers were Indian, and that's where you could go and watch a video or a DVD, pay $5 for it for per movie or whatever, and go watch it. And not only was it for Indian people, but people that can't watch videos at home, or if they didn't have a credit card, or if they didn't trust to give their credit card to rent, and because they think something would show up on the bill, nothing did. We'll talk about returns after, about having to call people up and say you have certain titles, but I want to keep this short. So other than that, I'll tell you a really funny story. Not so funny. Guy comes in, good customer or whatever, goes to the viewing room, not Indian, and he's in the back, whatever, doing his thing, and I'm speaking to my friend, this guy that comes in. He's watched everything. He's a really cool guy. He's married, and this guy watches everything, whatever. There's nothing new this guy hasn't seen. But I'm speaking to him, and it doesn't even dawn on me, because people will do anything. And the woman comes in, heavy set woman, about 400 pounds probably, maybe 300, and goes, do you have viewing rooms? And I'm like, yeah, they're in the back. And I totally forgot he was in there. And there's also locks in there, so you figure you'd lock the door, And so all I see is 2 minutes later, I see this guy see my friend or whatever, this guy that, where I'm like, hey Alex, I'm like, well, you're done already or whatever, because he would stay a while, and then all I see is he doesn't say anything. He puts the remote down, he puts the cassette down, and this big woman walks behind him. I didn't see him for like ever. I'm like, felt so bad. It's bad enough his wife caught him at a porn store, but I'm like, I'm referring him by name, like, oh, you're done. So that was pretty bad. I'll tell some other stories, haunting stories, whatever, of people, closing up. I didn't really work the night shift the second time around when I worked there, so closing's a pain in the ass because people don't want to leave, and sometimes you get that's what my saying is, all the freaks come out at night. Like, I had a friend, he's closing up. The guy he knocks on the door, tells the guy he has to hurry up. The guy comes out, he's walking down the hall naked and shit. So like, none of that bad shit happened to me, so I'm good. So yes, and I'll leave you off on this final note. I had a blind woman as a customer come in. She was legally blind, whatever, because she could only see 10%. So it was really, really funny. I couldn't believe she came in and actually watched a movie there before she actually signed up. So remember, all sorts of people, and be safe, and I'll tell you some more about the porn store when I think of it.